Hello, so today I'm making a video, and this video is going to be basically my thoughts on all like the musical biopics coming out, and like if I was the person behind picking and choosing the biopics, who I would like put in certain biopics, because I've had these ideas for a few years now, and I was just like, you know, with all the ones they're making now, I just want to like put my ideas out there. So firstly, obviously we're going to talk about Rocket Man.
I know.
Do you even care how much pressure I'm under?
Not really. I'll still be collecting my 20% long after you've killed yourself.
Which is, it seems like it's going to be really good, and I really want to see that because Elton John is another one of the people that my mom used to like when I was a little kid. So, well, she still likes him, but you know what I mean. So I kind of always listened to Elton John, the same with Boy George, which is why I was talking about the movie Worried About the Boy, and why I wanted to see like Bohemian Rhapsody, because I loved Queen so much, and why I really liked that movie. And so I just like the fact that they're making all these biopics and such. And I'm so happy because The Dirt is about to come out, and I was like, when I read the book, I was just like, ooh, this would be a good movie, and I'm like, ooh, now we're gonna get to see the movie. So I hope they do it in the same kind of little structure as the book, not so sporadically, but in that little order that the book kind of goes in. If they can do that like chronologically as the events go on and kind of get everybody's story in there without cutting pieces, that would be good. But I don't know how much they're going to be able to do with probably like a 2-hour runtime. But I'm also really happy because I like the fact that Douglas Booth is in it, and I like, because he was really good in The Great Expectations, Riot Club, Worried About the Boy, The Pillars of the Earth, so many other movies. Douglas Booth was in so much stuff. Like, there was a time where I was just watching only Douglas Booth movies, and I'm so happy to see him in another movie. So, yeah. And I'm also happy to see Machine Gun Kelly in another movie because he's really such a good actor, and I really liked him in Nerve. And I know he was probably in some other movies, I don't really know though. But Machine Gun Kelly's a really good actor. So I'm really happy to see that. That's basically my expectations for The Dirt. Just that I hope they take reference from the book and try to make those scenes as to the book as possible. Which I know is hard to do, but oh well. So anyways, I also like the fact that in Rocket Man that Taron is actually singing the songs. I really like that because he sounds good, and I was like, he almost sounds a little bit too good, because I'm like, how dare you sound that amazing, like, I'm offended. But I think Rocket Man's going to be really good. He really fits the role really nice, and I like the fact, like I said, that he's doing the songs, because that makes it feel more realistic, you know, in a sense. So I really like that. So, onto my own little biopic ideas. So one of the ideas I had was that Richard Madden should play Billy Idol in a biopic, and this is like the most convoluted tinge of reasons that I came to this conclusion. But so I really like Richard Madden and his movies because I've seen him for a long time. I think maybe the first thing I seen him in was Birdsong, but it might have been something else. But I know around that time I started watching a lot of Richard Madden stuff. So, yeah. But he was, no, I think the first time I saw him was in Worried About the Boy, yeah. The first time I seen him was in Worried About the Boy. And this is really most of the reason why I think he should play Billy Idol. Because I'm like, in every movie ever, including Rocket Man, in all his, like, in the movies that he's done about musicians, he's always, like, their crusty friend / boyfriend that ended up, like, leaving them in the dust in the end.
Mentality, I said you are lazy.
What are you doing?
I think they call it singing.
That's your singing voice.
Why, what's wrong with it?
Nothing, just don't suit the song.
And I was just like, he's always playing the, like, secondary character to the main, like, I don't want to say pop star, but the main celebrity, if that makes sense, because in Worried About the Boy, he's playing, like, one of Boy George's boyfriends, who was also a musician in his own right. But he ends up being like, well, I didn't really like you like that. I was just, like, playing around. I mean, this wasn't really going to be a thing. And he's just like, supposed to be a punk singer, kind of. And in Rocket Man, he's playing like his friend / agent, I guess, and then he's like, I don't care about you, I'm just gonna take my cut of the money and leave, so, and I'm just like, well, that was wrong. But he kind of, and I was watching The Bodyguard a lot this year, so I thought, convoluting all these things together, he would make a really good Billy Idol. One, because he kind of looks like Billy Idol, but you have to look really hard, and I thought it because he already played a punk-ish singer with platinum blonde hair and Worried About the Boy, so that's kind of one of my reasons too. So I feel like if you mix all that together, he would just be the most perfect Billy Idol. Like, I want to see that. So, like, oh my gosh, there's nothing you can do that will make me want to unsee that. Like, I want to see that as a movie. I would, like, seriously buy. But anyways, that's really my thing on that. So I'll try to put in some clips to make it seem less convoluted so you can kind of understand my theory. So anyways, moving on. Next, I want to see a David Bowie biopic.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
And I said, if we were to see David Bowie played in a biopic, I would want Eddie Redmayne to play him, and here's why. Because I did a video about this, like, was it 2 years? It was either 2 years or a year ago, where I compared The Man Who Fell to Earth and Fantastic Beasts and said how they were kind of similar in a sense. And it took me like so long to make that video, my voice basically died, but that was such a fun video. But I kind of did my little comparisons between David Bowie and Eddie Redmayne, and so I kind of feel like he would play a really, really good David Bowie. I don't know about the singing and like dancing part, but I feel like with enough work they could get him to that point where he could play like the most excellent David Bowie. And plus, he already has the red hair, and I know it's his natural hair and David Bowie dyed his hair, but still, you just have to see it and then you'll believe it.
British, huh?
Yes.
Can I help?
Yes. You here to get a loan to open up a bakery?
Yes.
Electronics. Read the file. May I keep it overnight?
Like, it works, trust me. Okay, so the next movie idea that I had was that Leonardo DiCaprio should play Frank Sinatra in a biopic.
Nicely, Benny. I want you to go into the kitchen and find out exactly how many pieces of cheesecake they sold yesterday. Also, how many pieces of strudel.
How much cheesecake? How much strudel? What do you want to know for?
I'm investigating for the FBI. Go!
Because I was watching, like, a year or two ago, I was watching The Kennedys, and the man they had play Frank Sinatra, even though he wasn't really a big title character, he was only in it for like 3 seconds. That made me salty, and I was like, ew, what? And so this year I've been watching a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio movies for whatever reason. Like, I just started, and then I just was like, let's watch all his movies, which I did a few years ago, but then I stopped like halfway. Once we started getting into the 2000s, I stopped watching his movies. So I kind of watched all his movies from basically when he first started up to like 1997, and then just stopped. I don't know why. But this year I finished all his movies. So I watched like The Wolf of Wall Street, Catch Me If You Can, Shutter Island, blah, 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 all those movies. And I don't know, while watching them, I was just like, he should play Frank Sinatra. I don't know where it came from, but I was just like, that would be, I feel that, you know? He would be a good Frank Sinatra. And I don't know how to explain it, but you just have to see it and you'll get it. And then because he already played a character named Frank, and he already, and in that movie, there's a Frank Sinatra song playing, so I'm like, it's destined. Like, okay, so then my last thought is that they should do another Def Leppard movie. so eyeball burning, and I was just like, why would you do that? You know, because I mean, it wasn't, I mean, I don't want to say it's unwatchable, but it kind of is. It's just like, it's really not anything worth looking at, I would say. It's just, no. So if they do all these biopics, they're going to need to do a Def Leppard movie, like, ASAP. Because I would pay to see that. Like, seriously, bye. And I think out of the ones they did so far, because they did, they did the Luis Miguel story, they did the Bobby Brown story, they did the New Edition story. I think they're doing the Selena story. They did like 3 on her this year. They did a few. They did the Celia Cruz story, and there's just so many musical biopics that there's like content and material for it, and I'm just here to see that. Like, it's gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful. I would pay to see all those movies. So that's basically my thoughts on all the biopics and things coming out and which ones I would do if I was a director. And yeah, that's basically my thoughts. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.